Face the choice between what is right, and what is easy.
What you're seeing here, folks, is courtesy of PSNI abusing their powers over on Facebook. This is a video that goes to show how the Justice and Securities Act in Ireland is abused on a daily basis. And I would suggest it's more than just one or two people a day who have this act abused on them. Now, I've had a lot of people speak to me regarding the Justice and Securities Act in Ireland. It's not something that I know a great deal about off the top of my head, so I've had to look it up when I hear certain sections of legislation. But what this appears to be, which I'll show you in a moment, is a part of legislation which requires absolutely no knowledge, no suspicion, no thought that the person is actually committing an offence under this particular act. Unlike many acts where there needs to be a reasonable suspicion of, for example, somebody carrying something, the Securities Act fails to mention that at all in this particular part of the legislation, which enables the police, the PSNI, to abuse it unrelentlessly on members of the public. As I say, this is not the first time I've seen this particular act being abused, and I am sure it won't be the last. But we don't often have PSNI videos on the channel. I wanted to put this up just to show our Paddy brothers and sisters that we do think of them as well. So here's the video, and I will explain the legislation as we go through.
Listen, I have you on a harassment charge at the minute with the police ambulance man, alright?
Okay, yeah.
All your paperwork's been sent forward to
Okay,
them,
let me
including
just stop you there, okay? You've
footage.
been detained under the Justice Security Act.
Under Justice Security Act again?
Section
Again,
24,
yeah.
Schedule 3.
Right,
You didn't,
hold on. Whoa. When you approach this car, when you approach this car,
okay.
When you approach this car, once did you state that? You stopped me under
I am attached
license.
to the police station.
Oh yeah, that's very interesting, isn't it?
And you can get a copy of the search record.
Is that right?
Up to 12 months from now, okay?
Yeah.
Do you want a copy of the search record now?
Yeah, of course.
Okay, I can get you one of them.
Yeah, get another search team up. That's not my car, anyway.
Sorry?
Now you see just how smug that Bogtrotter is. And if you don't know what a Bogtrotter is, then you're not from Ireland. I'm not from Ireland, but I know what it is. But if you don't, look it up on Google. But you see how smug this Bogtrotter looks. Using the Justice and Securities Northern Ireland Act 2007, Section 24, Schedule 3, which is the search for munitions and transmitters. Now, the Justice and Securities Act was introduced to help eliminate and help the law deal with people who were going to commit acts of terror, okay, such as the IRA. Now, it is a piece of legislation which should have been repealed a long time ago, in my opinion. Some people may disagree, and that's fine, but in my opinion it should have been repealed some time ago. It is probably one of the most used abuse sections or parts of legislation, much like the public order offence and Section 50 is used over here. Under Schedule 3 of Section 24, it says this confers power to search for munitions and transmitters. Again, what this means is, generally speaking, the constable would have to have a reasonable suspicion that somebody is carrying something, just like our Terrorism Act. They need to have some kind of reason to stop somebody and search them, unless under very special circumstances. But in Ireland, this is used a lot to abuse people, and the police, as you can see, the Bogtrotters, look as smug as a pig in shit. This is not the only part of this particular legislation that gets abused, and no doubt I'll do videos on that in the future. But for this particular video, the guy was stopped to check his driving documents. I don't know what happened previously. I don't know whether he said he hasn't got his documents or whatever. I do not have that information. But to then move from a generic show me your documents stop to a you've got munitions and transmitters in your vehicle is quite a big fucking step, if you ask me, which is one of the reasons why this needs to be repealed.
It's not my car.
Are you insured to drive this vehicle?
Well, You know I am, so why are you asking stupid questions?
I don't think it's a stupid question. And I'm entitled to ask it.
Are you? You're
Turn the
entitled to
engine off for me
harass
there,
me.
sir.
Why?
Because I'm going to be searching the car.
Are you?
Yeah.
You're not touching the car. Last time you touched one of my cars, you dropped a tablet out of the back, which was a car diagnostics machine. So you're not searching the car.
Did you make any claim in regards to that item?
Yeah.
Okay.
Did the police ombudsman? Of course you did. Yeah.
And is that getting sorted? This is a separate search, okay?
This is a separate search. It's not going to be conducted by you. It can be conducted by
Okay,
your
are you going to
colleague.
instruct this search?
I'm an
It's an
instructor.
arrestable offence to obstruct
Is
the
it?
search,
No,
okay?
mate. No, mate. I'm asking you to get an our search team up. I don't want
I'm
you
not getting
anywhere
an
near
our
my
search team.
car.
There are other
Listen,
officers coming
do
to
you
assist
do
me
you
in this
think
search.
do you think this is agreeable? This man's around my house 24/7, so he is in and out.
Jump out of the vehicle there. Come on.
I'll turn the engine off. Wait for an our search team. Yeah, I'll hand you the key.
If you come ahead and just stand at the side of the road here, okay? You just come to the side here, okay?
Don't let this fake here.
This officer's going to take your details. These officers are going to continue searching the vehicle there, sir, okay? As it's going to be explained by established justice security section 24 schedule 3. Your munitions and wireless apparatus, okay?
Why are you searching me?
Because I'm legally entitled as a police officer to search you under the legislation. I just
can
explained
somebody
there,
else
okay?
search me here?
No.
I don't want him touching me, boys. I have a harassment with the police ombudsman against
When
this
you
man.
got harassment
If you're going to allow the
charges, this one's
file this on, are you, sir?
Regards.
He's entitled to search it.
He's entitled to search me even though I have him on a harassment charge.
Right.
Aye.
Got anything else in your pocket that's going to injure myself or you, sir?
Fucking late, sir. You already started searching me, didn't you?
I did I, but I'm just
Aye.
asking you.
What's my name? Who knows me?
Now, I've got to be honest. Through my searching, and I have been searching, I've not really been able to find any definitive answer to whether or not the PSNI need a reasonable suspicion to search somebody under the Section 24, Schedule 3 of the Justice and Security Act. But it seems to be a bit of a grey area. And what I mean by that is we have here some notes, supplementary notes, to the Justice and Security Act 2007, where it states that officers may stop and search a person in a public place to establish whether he has munitions unlawfully with him or wireless apparatus. In order to search an individual when not in a public place, the officer must have reasonable suspicion. So there is a reasonable suspicion element there if the person is in a private place. But when out on the street as such, that's classed as public, it seems that they can stop and search anybody, anytime, for any reason, which is a recipe for abuse. Now, in some areas of law, in some areas of legislation, a dwelling is often classed as a vehicle, or a vehicle is often classed as a dwelling. And here, under this supplemental notes, it says in order to enter a dwelling, an officer must have reasonable suspicion that there are munitions unlawfully on the premises. Now, again, this is a grey area because I've not been able to find anything that sets out specifically in Northern Ireland that a vehicle is classed as a dwelling. I've also not been able to find any information that says it's not, which is why I say it's a grey area and perhaps something that anybody in this situation should speak to a legal advisor over. Additional searches I've made under the police searches of domestic residences doesn't make any reference to it. The Northern Ireland Policing Board, PSNI use of stop and search powers, again, doesn't seem to make reference to it. Here, however, on the Code of Practice for the exercise of powers in the Justice and Security Northern Ireland Act 2007, there is mention here of, general principles governing the exercise of police powers under sections 21, 23, 24 Schedule 3, which is what we're talking about, and 26 of the 2007 Act. However, there doesn't seem to be anything within this that explains that the constable needs reasonable suspicion. We go here again, under number 8, section 24, schedule 3, page 15. Section 24, schedule 3, search and seizure. Again, it provides PSNI with the powers to enter and search a premises for munitions. It also allows PSNI to stop and search persons for any unlawfully held munitions. Paragraph 5 of section 3 provides that any munitions or wireless apparatus found during the course of a search or personal premises may be seized. But again, it doesn't mention here about whether you're in a vehicle and whether a vehicle is classed as a dwelling. However, it does say that the use of these powers, when exercised, may have some interference with other human rights under the Convention on Human Rights, such as the right to a private life, which obviously should be borne in mind when officers judge it necessary to use the powers. I would suggest that if you're in such a situation, it would be an interesting topic to bring up with your legal advisor. Here it says the term premises refers to any place and includes a vehicle. Okay, but it doesn't say about dwelling as it does in the supplemental notes of the Justice and Security Act. However, the term premises in this example refers to any place and includes a vehicle. So here it says Section 24, Schedule 3 provides PSNI with powers to enter and search premises. But over on the supplemental notes, it talks about dwelling rather than premises. Oh, actually, no, see, this is what happens. Sometimes I miss things, and this is my stroke talking. In order to enter a dwelling, an officer must have reasonable suspicion that are munitions unlawfully on the premises. Okay, boom, we've got it. There you go. Sometimes we don't find things until the last minute, and I'm not going to edit this and pretend that I found this previously or I knew this previously. This is what happened. Stop binging. This is what happens sometimes when I'm doing these videos and doing my research. Sometimes it comes up right at the last minute. So there we go. In order to enter a dwelling, an officer must have reasonable suspicion that are munitions unlawfully on the premises. In the case of the video that we've just seen, there seems to be no reasonable suspicion that there may be munitions or wireless apparatus on the premises. Therefore, I would suggest, unless the constable can prove that there was at the relevant time, this would be an unlawful search. You see how government and the police mix things up to make it really difficult to understand. And even I have trouble sometimes understanding things. But as I say, and I'm not going to hide it, I'm not going to hide the fact that I didn't find that until just then, where it says unlawfully on the premises, which is quite interesting. As I say, not something I'm going to edit out of this video, so you can see that, you know, we do make mistakes, but we always get there in the end. So anybody that's in Northern Ireland that is stopped under Section 24, Schedule 3 of the Securities and Justice Act, by the looks of things, your vehicle is classed as a premises, okay? And premises need reasonable suspicion in order to be searched, even if you're in a public place, because your house is located in a public place, but inside is private. Therefore, your vehicle is a private place, and you would need to have articulated to you a reasonable suspicion that these items may be within the vehicle or premises, as is the case. Anyway, I apologise for the long video, for, you know, explanation for such a short clip, but I hope this has been of some use. Let me know what you think in the comments. If you haven't subscribed, please do. I'd appreciate it. It helps a lot. And other than that, I want to thank PSNI Abusing Their Powers over on Facebook, who has given me permission to use this video. The link to the Facebook page is in the description. Please go and check them out. It's quite interesting seeing the difference, and there is a difference between the way the police are over there and the way the police are here, based on the legislation that they use. There's very much a similarity on how they behave, but the laws that they use can be quite different, and it's very interesting to learn and to see the difference. So please go check it out, and until next time, thank you for watching, and I'll see you again soon.
Good night, all.